From Camping World Stadium, I'm Scott Jordan with this very special edition of the Monster Jam Weekly Update. Hello from beautiful Orlando, Florida. As you can see behind me, the track is set and ready for Saturday's action. We are at World Finals 21. It is finally here, and what better way to get you ready for World Finals than to talk to some of the competitors that will be competing for World Championships here this weekend. So sit back, relax, and buckle up. You're mine, all mine. It's World Finals week, baby! And let's get right to it. My first guest finished second on Stadium Championship Series Yellow and is the only four-time Triple Threat Series champion in Monster Jam history. It is my pleasure to welcome to the Weekly Update Gravedigger driver, Tyler Menninga. Tyler, welcome to Orlando. Welcome to the Weekly Update.
How you doing, man? I'm excited to be here. World Finals, got this new track, practiced on it yesterday, feeling super good, but man, I can't wait to get this weekend started.
Well, let's talk about your series. When it was announced you were going to compete on a Stadium Series for the first time, a lot of eyeballs, immediately went into your direction, a lot of pressure on you. I think you had a phenomenal series, but talk about that adjustment going from the Triple Threat Series into stadiums and how you felt you did this season.
Yeah, I've done 5 years of arenas, so my whole career's been arenas. So this year, to come out, go into stadiums, and have that bigger floor to play on every weekend, it was a lot of fun. And that's all I was really focused on in this whole tour, is just to go out and have fun. Really, I would love to come out in the winner's circle, but you know what? We had a lot of fun, and that's all that matters.
You've made it to the racing final at World Finals twice now. You lost to Adam Anderson, Ryan Anderson. If you make it to the racing final here this weekend, what's it going to take for you to get over that hump and win the racing championship?
After we did practice and watching the track and watching people make passes down, I really think that if you're in the left lane, that's an automatic loss. So I think the people in the right lane are going to have the advantage, and I think that's where the champion's going to be crowned.
Now let's talk about your journey into Monster Jam. You are driving Gravedigger. It's the 40th anniversary of Gravedigger. How does a kid from Oskaloosa, Iowa, get to drive the most iconic truck in Monster Jam?
Yeah, I got to give it all to Adam Anderson. I met him. I used to help out at the shows, back when I was in high school, So met him at a show, went out to Digger's Dungeon there in North Carolina, and drove his ride truck for him out there for a couple years. And, man, he really just paved the way for me, and I can't thank him enough. Love being a part of the team. Like you said, 40 years, celebrating it this year, and we're ready to throw down this weekend here in Orlando.
See, the first time I met Adam Anderson, he talked me into buying him dinner, so I think you got the best case scenario out of that.
Yeah, you know what? I probably ought to buy him dinner for a while, too.
All right, Tyler Menninga competing in Gravedigger tonight. He might make it to a racing final for the third time. He might win it, but watch out this weekend at World Finals 21. My guest at this time is known around the world as the Princess of Carnage. It is my pleasure to welcome to the Weekly Update the driver of Whiplash, Brianna Mahon. Brianna, welcome to the Weekly Update and welcome to Orlando.
Thank you. The sun is shining. The track is ready. I am so pumped to be here.
Let's talk about your season. You were on Arena Championship Series East. It was the first time you brought Whiplash to an Arena Championship Series. So how do you assess the adjustment you had to make from a Stadium Series to Arena?
It was definitely an adjustment. I hadn't been in an arena setting in many years, and so to be able to kind of go back to where my roots were, relearn everything all over again, and try to keep up with everyone who's been doing these stunts within arenas for years now. So it was a little rocky at first, but we finally found our groove and was able to bring home some overall event wins.
Let's talk about the women's evolution in Monster Jam. You have been at the forefront of that. Lately we have seen, female drivers winning world championships, winning series championships. What would it mean to you to leave Orlando as a world champion and continue that female domination here in Monster Jam?
It would be such an honor. Obviously, even finishing third, a couple years ago was just mind-blowing for me against this amazing field of competitors. This is the big leagues, and every single person out here is very capable of that #1 spot. So to be a female, be on that podium alongside Lindsay Reed in Scooby-Doo and Cynthia Gauthier in Monster Mutt Dalmatian the other year, I don't even have words for how much that means to me to be out here and be that positive, modest role model for girls all around the world, showing them that we can be here and compete with the boys and win the same trophies.
Brianna Mahon driving Whiplash, one of the best freestyle drivers in the world, ready to throw it down at World Finals. My next guest finished fourth on Stadium Championship Series Red and is one of the most dominant independent drivers in the sport. It is my pleasure to welcome in the driver of the Black Pearl, Cole Venard. Cole, welcome into the Weekly Update, man. Great to have you finally.
Hey, yes, it's good to be here.
So we've been talking last couple weeks about the female drivers breaking barriers down, breaking walls down, but you've done that yourself. You've had an accident, where you lost your leg. You have a prosthetic leg now. So do you feel you're an inspiration to fans out there and people out there that maybe have some challenges, they can still come in and compete at the top of a sport like Monster Jam?
Absolutely. I at least try to be that to them, to have a platform like this that Monster Jam gives us to come out here and just show people. It doesn't matter what it is. I have a prosthetic, that's my deal, but they might be getting bullied, or they might have some type of disability that we don't even know about, and to just reach out to them and show them it doesn't matter what it is. Make your disability your gift, and you can do whatever you want in this world.
So I have to ask you, at one point during the season, you put Adam's face on the back of your truck. What was that all about?
I was just giving him a hard time. We were joking one day, and I said, I'm just going to put his face on the back of my truck one day. And, I was telling everyone, this is because I passed him in points at that point, is what it was. And I was like, now he's behind me completely. Well, we were just joking about that, and we were actually in Tampa, and that's like Gravedigger country, and people were giving me zeros for freestyle score because they liked Adam, so I had to start telling them all that I really love him and that I just want him to ride with me.
It worked for you, though.
Yeah, I hope. Hopefully people were giving me a better score that way, but that was just a joke, just having fun.
I love it. Let's talk about your series. So we saw a great battle at the top between Tom Mintz, Adam Anderson, Tyler the Duke, but that battle for fourth place between you and Bryce Kenny was a lot of fun, and I understand you're still razzing him about finishing in fourth. So talk about that battle to finish in fourth. And at one point in time in Salt Lake City, you said fourth is the new first.
It turned into that because there was too much of a gap for us to get even into the top three and try to match up with them guys. So that was kind of going to be set at the beginning of the show, and Tom clinched it, so then fourth really did become the new first. It was the battle between Bryce and I won. And I want him to just always remember that I beat the world's fastest Monster Jam driver, and I'll always be coming for Bryce. I just it's that grudge match that we have now. It's a love-hate, and he beats me a lot, but I beat him when it mattered.
Well, if you were on social media, hashtag Monster Jam, a lot of talk right now. Cole Venard could walk out of here with a World Finals championship. Best of luck to you this weekend, man.
Thank you.
My final guest is set to make his 21st appearance at Monster Jam World Finals. He is a two-time World Finals freestyle champion. Last but not least, I bring you the driver of Avenger, Jim Koehler. Jim, welcome back to Orlando, man. Great to have you.
How we doing, man? Oh, I'm excited to be here. This is awesome.
So 25th anniversary for your driving career, 21st World Finals. When you set out to start doing this, to drive a monster truck, was any of this in your plans at all?
No, back when I put my monster truck together, I thought, I'm just going to run a couple shows, have a little bit of fun, show off a little bit, not turn it into like a giant career where I've been to the World Finals and I've been to all the World Finals on stadium tours, won a lot of different stuff. Never in my wildest dreams would I even imagine that. I didn't even think that something like that was possible. Just wanted to build one and get out there and have fun. And I think that's why I've been so successful, is because that's all I'm doing out there is having fun.
So one of the surprises we had every week when we covered your series for NBC Sports was what body you were going to show up driving. You pulled a lot of them out from the history books, and I think a big conversation for World Finals is, what are we going to see Jim Koehler drive? I see the crew shirt here has a little different feel. So what is it? What kind of thought process goes into what body you run on a particular weekend?
Well, the bodies all, came from previous World Finals. When I won the first time, I thought I'm going to go out there as a defending champ. I'm going to do a flip-flop. I went from a green body with orange flames to an orange body with green flames. Fans ate it up. So I'm like, hey, they like this. So then from there on out, I did something different. Some of those bodies got ruined at the World Finals. You do a crazy job out there, they get ruined. Some of those bodies, they stay mint because you got knocked out in your first hit, blew a transmission, maybe a motor, something happened. So it's like, why not bring those back? They're just collecting dust. Let's bring them back out. So we picked a few random shows here and there through the season that we thought were awesome towns to go to, which, all the towns are pretty awesome, but you got to pick and choose because you only have so many to show. And we started showing them off. And it's not going to stop there. We're going to continue doing that. Every stadium that we go to, we're going to mix it up because the fans love it. It brings back some nostalgia, brings back some stuff. This year, we did a wild body for the World Finals. Also brought out a bunch of that memorabilia that you talked about to put it out there for my 25th anniversary. So the fans coming down here for the World Finals at the pit party, they're making out like bandits. They're getting to see a lot of stuff.
All right, final question for you. You have two Freestyle World Finals championships. You're not necessarily known as a racer, but a few years back at Sam Boyd Stadium World Finals, you had a Cinderella run to the semifinals in racing. So what do you think your chances are repeating that here this weekend?
My chances are really good. I did great in practice. That year at Sam Boyd Stadium was the first time I had ever driven that truck, but we took all the knowledge that we had, built that truck brand new, brought it to Sam Boyd, and everybody thought I was nuts to run it, and I'm like, the worst that can happen is I'll lose first round, and that's what I've done for the last how many years, so it can't be any worse. Let's run it and see what happens. And I'm going to tell you what, we designed it right, we made it right, and it was 100% when we debuted it, because I went to the Final Four in racing. It was awesome. And to repeat that again here and go and take the win would be even better. I got my first stadium win in St. Louis last year for racing, so the racing's come a long way, and it's the truck that definitely helped me do it.
Well, that night in Sam Boyd Stadium, I was sitting next to your family when you did that, and every time you won, to see the excitement they had, I mean, they were jumping up and down, going nuts for you, was incredible. And everybody in the crowd was, and you, I think, were the fan favorite to walk out of there with that championship.
So it definitely that way, because when I would pull back after beating somebody through the pits, every team, every crew guy, every driver that was already eliminated were cheering me on. It was the greatest feeling. I mean, I am getting goosebumps right now reliving that. It was awesome, dude. It was the greatest thing you could ever do. And this track here has me fired up because it's not like any other World Finals track we've done. This over and under is right up my alley. It's a lot of different turns, a lot of different jumps. It's cool.
Jim Koehler has a chance to make history once again. Check him out this weekend at World Finals 21 at Camping World Stadium. Thank you, Jim.
Awesome. Thank you.
Let's take one more look at the final main field lineup for World Finals 21. These are the 24 superstars that will compete both in racing and freestyle. Jamie Gardner makes his first World Finals appearance, and what a great story for him, starting as a display truck at World Finals in Vegas to now competing. Bryce Kenny makes his fourth appearance in the main field, and Adam Anderson set to make his 15th World Finals appearance, 5 World Championships in the previous 14 appearances. Now let's take a look at the 8 competitors who will compete for the World High Jump Championship. Kristen Anderson says she was surprised to see her brother Ryan on the list, so very interested to see what he does here in this competition. And Tyler Duke looking to make a splash with maybe a 90-degree LeDuc leap in this competition. Finally, we take a look at who's competing in the Grey Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. Armando Castro becomes a 25th competitor to take the track this weekend, and the last time he was here in 2019, he won a world championship in the speedster racing competition. Now looking at those names, this one is going to be an absolute knockout competition of the world's best playing a game of Top That. There are tickets still available for both days. Included with every ticket is admission to the biggest pit party of the year, so don't wait. Get your tickets right now to World Finals 21 and come on down to Camping World Stadium. The next episode of Monster Jam airs this Saturday, May 21st at noon on CNBC. It's round 11 from Minneapolis. You can also catch us on Saturday, May 28th for round 12 from Anaheim, also at noon on CNBC. For the entire television schedule, go to monsterjam.com/TV and join us on the road to World Finals with 26 rounds of coverage on NBC Sports. Find us on social media at Monster Jam. That's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Use the hashtag MonsterJam, and you might just find yourself on the video board right here at Camping World Stadium. MonsterJam.com is always your one-stop shop for everything sport-related. You can get tickets, merchandise, and digital content such as the weekly update and arena series in 25. Now up next for me here, I got to head back to the hotel and get my velvet tuxedo on as I head to Universal City Walk to host the awards ceremony. You don't want to miss it. Get your tickets right now and join us at Hard Rock Live. We got a great weekend for you. Tickets are still available. 4 world champions will be crowned, and I'd love to see you right here at Camping World Stadium. Next week, we'll be back with the final episode of the Monster Jam Weekly Update. I'll see you right here next Thursday. Have a great time. Enjoy World Finals, and I'll see you next week on the Weekly Update.